What's going on there, YouTube? It's your boy Charlie the Wrench. So I've had this idea of doing a Tech Talk Tuesday. That's pretty catchy, right? Come up with that myself. Anyways, so I'm trying to find a way to get time to do these Tech Talk Tuesdays, but I'm pretty busy. Well, you know, it hit me last night. I've got about a 35-minute drive to work. What better way for me to get my filming done, give you some content, and pass the time while I'm driving to work than film while I'm driving? Now, just so you know, my travels to work take me down a lot of back roads. I don't travel the interstate. I'm not speeding, wearing my seatbelt, and for 90% of the time, I'm going to be watching the road. Got that? So anyways, we're going to try this, see how it works. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. That's helpful too. Don't forget, if you don't want to miss any of my Tech Tip Tuesdays, which unfortunately this one's going to come out on Wednesday, go down, click the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, so off to what I want to talk about today. Organization. I cannot express to you specifically how much more money I have made since I have gotten organized. When I first started, my toolbox was in disarray. My sockets were in a blow molded case. I think it was a gear wrench set. My wrenches were just kind of thrown into a drawer. Screwdrivers were just thrown into a drawer. Now granted, I worked hourly, and I've got a video coming up about how to increase your pay as well. But I worked hourly. I was not flat rate, but I was unorganized. I did some simple things. I put my sockets on a set of Harbor Freight rails. Now, you go to Harbor Freight, and I'll try to post the part number or link in the description. But you can buy these socket organizers. They come in a 3-pack, 1/2 inch, 3/8 drive, 1/4 inch, and you can get them standard metric. These rails are freaking awesome. I'm a professional tech. I use my tools every day of the week, and these rails have held up way better than the Hanson rails. Not knocking Hanson, I think they do some good stuff, but their socket rails, in my opinion, suck. The little tabs always break off. So I've got like 4 or 5 Hanson rails that the little tabs are broken off and sockets are just falling everywhere. It pisses me off. I don't like it. It's a mess. So I'm slowly but surely replacing those, because believe it or not, I got several 3/8 drive metric sets of sockets. 6-point, 12-point, so on and so forth. But anyways, wrench rails. Go to Lowe's. They have got these little plastic wrench rails. What I like about them is they got the 3M double-sided tape on the bottom. You can stick them down, or you can leave them the way they are, but there's 2 separate pieces for 1 set of wrenches. So you can move this set of rails diagonal, parallel, what have you, to hold your wrenches. Now on one strip, I've got from a 6mm wrench all the way up to a 28mm wrench on one rail. It's helped me tremendously. Another thing about this, you get your tools organized, you'll notice a lost or borrowed tool immediately. You notice the hole in your set. You know, when my 10 mil wrench is gone, I know it's gone as soon as I open the drawer. So I'm able to keep a little bit better accountability of my tools. And I can't tell you how many times I've finished a job, before I back it out of the bay, I put my tools away. And I'll notice something's missing. I go back under the hood, look on top of the gas tank, whatever I was working on, and I'll find that tool. That saves you money. It saves you headaches. Organize your tools. You will lose less tools. I promise you. Another thing, just real quick on this one. Keep your tools clean. There's nothing worse than grabbing a wrench out of your drawer or a socket or what have you, and it's covered with grease. This just goes back to the efficiency side, and it's just it's a good habit to get into. Wipe your dadgum tools down. Keep them clean. Not only are you going to have, it's going to show more pride in your tools, but you're not going to have to clean them before you use them. Clean them when you have downtime, in between jobs, at the end of the day. Come in on a Saturday and organize your stuff. Whatever. Keep them clean. That 3 or 4 seconds it takes to wipe the grease off of a socket. Maybe you were using grease to hold a socket or hold a nut in a socket and you didn't clean it out. Well, now you got to clean the fastener afterwards, after you use the socket, or you got to clean the socket. It takes time. Do it when you're not on the clock. Do it when you're not under the gun to get a job done. Next I want to talk about is work orders. Keep your repair orders organized. Some shops you keep up with your, well, really you should always keep up with your own flat rate time. But some shops require you to keep a list, or they give you copies of your work orders. Keep these organized. Organize these by day. Keep them in a folder. Keep them neat. Have a spot designated on your toolbox for work orders. I've seen so many tool review videos, and guys will just have work orders scattered. I've done it myself. Keep a spot designated for your work order to sit. I cannot express how much time this will save you. Your service manager comes out wanting to know something about a job, has a question for you, because of course they can't go look on their computer and answer their own question. You've got that work order on top, you're busy working, tell them, work order's on the top right drawer of my toolbox. Let them go look at it. Set it on top of your toolbox, whatever works. Keep your work orders organized. If you have several cars you're working on, and you've got the keys to the car, keep the keys organized. Hold on. I personally have a bad habit of losing the keys to cars. We have these clear plastic pouches on our clipboards for the keys. It has helped tremendously with not losing keys. If you've got several things to do in a day, if you know you've got 3 different cars you got to do, water pump job, brake job, wheel bearing job, plan your day. Your customers, maybe, and your boss, they may not care what order they get done in. Organize your day, maximize your efficiency and your time. Plan them out. If you know you've got the parts for the water pump job and the wheel bearing, but you don't have the brake job, don't get started on it. Now, if you can rack a car, get it tore down, get another one done, and by the time you get the second job done, your parts are here for the first one, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you have to organize your day. Now, you may not have a lot of control over this, but if you can, you need to do this. It's going to maximize your efficiency, and it's going to make you more money. Number 3. So this is the last topic I want to cover in the organization video. And this is records. If you can keep copies of your repair orders, so if the place you work at, shop you're at, they don't care that you get a copy for each repair order, that's ideal. Once you finish the job, take 2-3 minutes, go on the back side of that repair order, write down a brief description of what you've done, and detail it. I mean, be brief, but be detailed. If something was a big pain in the ass, make a note about it. If you found a shortcut or a trick, make a note about it. Your diagnostics. If you're diagnosing a vent solenoid, and like I love to use Noid lights to check circuit integrity. If you found that you can't use a Noid light on this one, and you have to use a test light, make a note about it. Not so much that you're going to go back and review it before you do the next one, because you're going to be under the gun. You're going to be ready to rock and roll and get this job done. But the physical act of remembering, for example, this 2005 Dodge hunk of junk, you can't test the vent solenoid with a Noid light. You have to use a test light or a homemade test light, I mean, what have you, or excuse me, homemade Noid light using a halogen bulb. The physical act of writing that down will help you to remember it. And if you can remember it, if you can remember that year, model, car, make, model, that engine combination, you have to do this to test it. It could be a common problem. You could see this another 40, 50 times in your career, and you've got it in the back of your mind, this is the fastest way to test it. You're going to make more money. If, let's say you do a water pump job, or let me do this example. You do an alternator on a Nissan. I can't remember what this pile of crap was I done an alternator on. But it's got to come out through the side, bottom, and there's a bracket. And you have to lower the subframe in order to get this alternator to clear. Or you can grind away at this little bracket, roughly 1/4 of an inch, and the alternator comes right out. I made a note in my personal records about this bracket that I have to grind away at in order to replace the alternator. And it turns a 2.5 hour job into about an 1.5 hour job. That's money, guys. That's money in my pocket. So, just a little recap. Organize your tools. You won't lose as many. You'll be able to find them quicker. Keep them clean so you don't have to clean them before the job. Clean them after the job. Clean them at the end of the day. Keep your work orders organized. Keep your keys with your work orders. It's time spent finding lost keys and lost work orders is time wasted. Don't forget to plan your day based on your work orders and your parts. And keep records, folks. Keep records of your repairs, your diagnostics, and your tools or tricks needed to get a job done. All three of these are guaranteed to increase how much money you make as a flat rate technician. I promise you, if you're not doing these habits and you start doing them, you will make more money as a flat rate technician. I promise you. Well, that's about all I got for today. Any questions, suggestions, shoot me a message. If you have some organizational tips that I didn't cover, drop it down in the comment section. Like you, I want to make more money. And maybe you've got a trick that I'm not doing. It could save my butt and save me a lot of time and money. And I'll be honest with you, I want to know about it. The more money I make, the happier my family can be. And that's the goal here. So, don't forget, give me a like if you like the video. If the information helped you. Give me a subscribe so you don't miss no more Tech Talk Tuesdays. And remember, folks, keep smiling. It makes them wonder what you've been up to. I'm Charlie the Wrench. Y'all have a great day.